You lucky ducks. 2 videos in 2 weeks. Don't worry, 5 years hasn't passed. You haven't been in some sort of crazy vortex that's meant that you've just been away for 5 years. I have actually 2 days in a row worked on my car, and yeah, it's nothing short of a miracle, really. So for you, it's been 1 week. For me, it's been 24 hours. And I have taken the head tin off of the engine, and it fought me a bit. One of the tinware screws that holds it down onto the left hand bank of the cylinder head, that one was seized, and unfortunately, try as I might, the head of the screw just ended up snapping off. So it's what it is. I'll have to get in there and drill that one out, and hopefully I can preserve the thread. I've got a special drill kit that I'm hoping I can use. I've had some success, well, at least my friend Max has had some success with my caddy using a similar kit, so I've really got my fingers crossed. Otherwise I'm going to have to drill it and then retap it. But yeah, I've also taken the crank pulley off, so I could get the tinware behind the crank pulley. For those of you that don't know much about Volkswagens, if anything, you might not know anything. The tinware is all the metal work that basically goes over the top of the engine, and it directs the air around. Because a Volkswagen engine, a classic Volkswagen engine like a Beetle and a van, and to some extent the Porsches, they're air cooled, and so there's a big fan in it that blows air through an oil cooler. So really, they're oil cooled, and then the air goes over the top of the cylinders, and where the pistons are going in and out. I was about to do that then, and I thought that was probably a bad move. But they've got fins on the outside of where the pistons going side to side, and so air goes over it. And the tinware helps to create a hot side and a cold side, or the other way around: hot side at the bottom, cold side at the top. My car's different in that I don't have a firewall, so my entire engine is just open to the elements, and that's not really good for being on the street because it can overheat. If you sit in traffic, the whole thing's a hot side. There is no cold side, and it ends up just passing hot air over the engine. It just gets hotter and hotter. So again, another reason why it breaks down a lot. So I have to be careful when and where I drive it. But I have. I've taken the tinware and got it off, and I've scrubbed off the rust where there was rust. Where there wasn't rust, I've scored up the paint to key the surface, to give the new paint something to stick to the old paint. And I've gone for this blue colour. It's a VHT paint that I picked up in Halfords today. VHT stands for very high temperature. I've gone for blue just because every engine out there is black. And I'm sort of hoping that actually it'll look really nice, and it might just catch someone's eye, you know. And if it doesn't, they can just spray paint it black. No big deal. So, yeah, another hour and a half, I think, of time lapse to come. Not at normal speed. I think I did it at 8 times or 7.5 or 8 times speed for the last video. If you haven't seen that, I'd recommend going up here and clicking that card, and just and watching that first. I feel like I'm stood like here. I'm going to be like a little teapot. So yeah, go and watch that first, and then come back and watch this. It'll make a bit more sense. So I'm just in the process of working out what my next move is. Really, I've still got the fan shroud, the big bit at the back. Still got that to paint. To take the rust off that, not tart it up, but clean it up, paint it. But I need a bit more space here to do that. And then I've got to get the back plate off of the alternator as well to do the same. Got to, sand that and paint that. And then I think that's kind of the tinware ready to go back onto the engine. And I think I need to order some more parts, really. So I'm going to, while you watch this next bit, I'm going to work out what parts I want, and then when you guys come back, I will tell you what I'm going to order, and, and then it might be 5 years by the time I get to it, but who knows. Anyway, roll the time lapse.
by. In my mind, there's nothing else you can do. The world is filled with color, and all you ever see is blue. I can see that it's wearing you down, and I know when you pick yourself off of the ground. You were constantly working things out, and you do without making a sound. You try and you're battling life. It's constantly bringing you down. I can see that you're working things out. It's a fine line between seeing that you need a new start, changing everything that you are, just to find your way through the dark. I can see that it's wearing you down, and I know when you pick yourself off of the ground. You were constantly working things out, and you do without making a sound. You try and you battle in life. It's constantly bringing you down. I can see that you're working things out.
hope you enjoyed watching that. I think it's mostly successful. I mean, the parts are off. Some of them are now blue, so success so far. Whilst you were watching that, I've been on the PC and I've done a bit of shopping, and it's a lot of shopping. Which is a good time, I think, to mention that I've now got a Patreon. So the last video that you saw, I actually filmed that and edited it all on the same day and got it up onto Patreon. So that went on Sunday and the bank holiday weekend. So that went up live a few days before, and this one is being done on bank holiday Monday. And based on the time, I'll probably have it up this evening. So you would have had this about 10 days ahead if you were a patron. So if you want to go and support me on there, that'd be fantastic. It'll help pay for car parts, which they seem to be mounting up, as ever projects do. So a quick run through of what I've bought. I'm kind of going for the engine turns over. I've done that today, so I know that the engine's okay. I think it just needs a bit of love and some new parts, I think, just to make sure that I'm not working with anything that's been damaged in the fire. I think it's like a belt and braces approach, really. So I've gone for a new pulley kit. So for the crankshaft and the alternator, because when I was wrenching on that pulley, I think I've damaged it and maybe bent it. So belt and braces, just get a new one. It's not worth having it out of alignment and doing damage to the internals, like putting pressure on the crankshaft. Some new tinware screws because I've broken them and the ones that came off weren't very nice. Yeah, it's watching me like screw that one off, not good. What else? New fuel pump because this one just looks a bit minging where it's been eaten away by the powder from the fire extinguisher. Some new spark plugs, some gaskets, a new alternator stand because where the alternator is, again, it just looks a bit untidy, and I'm hoping to sell this for some good money, and I think just throwing some nice clean parts of this I think will help to fetch a really good price. And again, it'll just look nice. It'll look nice in someone else's car. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for someone else. Could even be one of you. You never know. It'll be up on eBay in a few months or maybe 5 years. Who knows? So yeah, I've still got a long way to go, but I can't really finish it without the parts. Oh yeah, new spark plugs. I think it's probably a good idea to put some new spark plugs in. Yeah, and a new filler, oil filler, which the standard one's kind of on the slant, and getting oil into it can be a bit of a nasty affair. So I've got one that's like a billet aluminium angled thing, so that you can pour it in straight down rather than trying to get it in from the side. So again, I thought that would be easier than getting oil everywhere. So yeah, all that's left really is to say goodbye. Yeah, like I said, please do follow me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram. You tend to get more real-time updates on Instagram, just because it's easy to snap a photo and upload it. And who knows when the next one will be. Hopefully some parts. Once these ones are dry, I'll get these back on and I'll start on the fan shroud. So that'll keep me busy in the meantime. But whenever that'll be, it will be. Goodbye.